Did you know that your cell phone has more bacteria in it than public toilet seats? This is Epic Thought. How many people know that your phone is more disgusting than public restroom toilet seats? What's up, man? Welcome to or woman or them, they, whatever you are. Welcome to Epic Thoughts. I am your host, Roman. Thanks for tuning into my show this wonderful June afternoon or whenever you're watching it. I don't know when you're watching it, but whatever you are watching it, whoever you are watching it, welcome. We got some great stuff to talk about today. I've been in a mindset of this thought. I just want to share something, and it hit me today, so it's going to come out today. I guess this is what I'm going to share. So I was driving down to the office today. I was driving down here, and sometimes I don't know if you do this. Some people like listen to music. Some people like listen to podcasts. I prefer both, actually. So it depends on the day, depends on the mood, depends on what I'm doing. I'll listen to music or I'll listen to the podcast. But sometimes I just want silence. I don't know if you've ever had that where you just want silence. And so half the trip, I was just driving in complete utter silence, windows up, the vent on, just driving, going down the freeway, minding my own business, minding my own P's and Q's. And I started thinking about life and started thinking about like career and money and business. And I had this thought for like the longest time. I think my whole life, right? My favorite vehicle in the whole wide world is anything Jeep, right? I do have these moments where I like, yeah, I want Tesla, or yeah, I want a Denali truck. Those are dope. But as long as I can remember, I was thinking about this last night. As long as I can remember, my favorite vehicle was anything Jeep. So I liked the Cherokees in the 90s. I wanted the Cherokee. In the early 2000s, I wanted a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I wanted the Grand Cherokee. Those boys were bad, in my opinion. Then I wanted a Commander, and I was like, yeah, Commander. The Commanders only lasted for like 4 or 5 years. And I thought to myself, man, Commander would be dope. Those Commanders are nice. As a matter of fact, there's a Commander sitting outside of our office right now. It's been sitting there for about a week now. No one's touched it. And I'm just like, who Commander is this? And it's got me even curious. It's old. They stopped making the Commanders, I think, in 2015. But they don't make no more. And then times got passed, and the Jeep they make this one vehicle that's only in Japan or some other country. The Jeep is clean. So then all of a sudden they start making these Wagoneers. The Wagoneer is one of their first models. And then now they got the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. And I don't know if you've noticed it or seen commercials. I see it everywhere because I really love it. It's the dream vehicle for me right now, the Series 3. And the funny thing is I search it so much in my Google. I keep looking at pictures of it and stuff like that. I keep Googling it and looking at interior. I've even went as far as pricing one, if I got the color that I wanted, the wheels that I wanted, all that stuff. Found out the price of it and was like, dang, that's expensive. And did all that stuff. Complete package. It was crazy. So because I've done that so much, it shows up on my TV, all my TVs. It'll show up. Not just in a regular television commercial, but like if you have a Fire TV, the first thing that happens when you turn it on, it shows you all the new stuff. If Air is available now to rent, Fast X is available to rent, and so I like clicking through those trailers to kind of see what's out there. And every day, it shows me a Jeep Grand Wagoneer commercial. So I'm like, yo, you're looking at this a lot when your TV is like, yo, fam, this is what you want. And not just this year, it's been doing it for like the last year. Like the one that I really, really, really fooled with came out in 2022. And so it don't matter if it's 2022, 2023, I'm getting one. Now, I'm getting one. I want one. Now, I say all that to say this. It's not this one is pretty up in price. It's pretty up in price. But it's not like I've been asking for a Maserati, right? Been asking for a Jeep. I got in-laws, I got friends that drove Jeeps, right? Um, so it's not like it's a car that's hard to get a hold of. It's not like it's a car that you can't finally get, it's not out of reach. It's not out of the realm of possibilities if somebody say, I want a Jeep Grand Commander or a Grand Wagoneer or whatever. You find it. You can get one and they're not, that bad priced. The Wagoneer, Grand Wagoneer, because they're new, they're up there in price. My point is, my whole life I realized I never had one. I never had one. I've been an adult for a very long time and I have never drove one. I've driven them, but I've never owned them. And I found it hard to believe yesterday. I was like, man, you have a lot of things in your life that you've accomplished, but then there's so many things you haven't accomplished that are fairly easy to accomplish, you know? And it's funny how you look back at your life and you go, man, I've accomplished A, B, C or A, B, E, F, G, but I didn't accomplish D and C. I didn't accomplish this thing. And it's like the little things, right? We win some, then we lose a lot. Then we win some and then we don't show up for other events or we don't show up for ourselves. And there's a lot of people, a lot of people. I've been talking to people for the last few weeks and I've noticed this kind of grand theme going on. And the theme is, yeah, I want to, but I'm trying, but I hope I can. But do you know that the worst things you can tell yourself is I hope to, or I try, or I'm getting ready to? Because those are statements that you could almost put you always put a clock to it that it's not gonna happen. You know something's not gonna happen when somebody goes, yeah, I'm gonna try. I, here's how you know I'm not 100% committed to your idea, your game plan. When I say, yeah, I'm gonna try. That's my way of saying, yeah, nah, right? And I don't know if you're anything like me, you've said a lot of yeah nots. When you say, well, I hope I get over there this weekend. I'm gonna try to make it. People invite me to events. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna try to make it. If you hear me say I'm gonna try to make it, it's very you can almost put your clock that I ain't gonna show up. And but you know what? We say that about ourselves all the time. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get over there and get my degree so I can do that. So I'm trying to write the script out so I get the script out. I'm trying to work on this album. You're not it's almost like you're setting yourself up. You're what you're doing is you're cooking a BS pie and you're enjoying the smell of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever know those people who just don't get it? Like they're in their own world, they're on their own way, and they just don't they're not seeing it. That's what we do when we say, "Yeah, I'm gonna try." You know, what is the alternative? You ask. Do it, right? Do it. If you're tired, do it tired. If you're angry, do it angry. If you're upset, do it upset. But just do it. Like I didn't, if we base life, how some people are like, well, I just don't feel like recording today. I don't feel like doing my podcast today. Today I didn't feel it. I didn't feel like doing my podcast today. But you know what? I sat there and I thought to myself, you gotta do it because how else are you gonna move forward? Why aren't you getting the successes that you able to get? Now listen, if you don't know how to get to whatever the goal is, whatever the thing you're trying to do, whatever it may be, if you don't have the game plan, you don't know how to get there, then find a coach, find someone that can help you. But a lot of times we're not afforded access to those people. We're not afforded access to those people. So we have to make do with reading their books. We have to make do with following people on their content and listening to podcasts and finding out like there's people that I haven't met that I find very fascinating. I find them very intriguing. And I find they have definitely ways to help me get to levels of in my life and in my business that I want to get to. And they're not directly coaching me, but I'm eating up all the podcasts. I'm eating up all the content, and they're indirectly coaching me. They're indirectly showing me, hey, this is how I do it. You do it the same way. They may not respond to an email or a text message or whatever, but you could still follow some good coaches and get some coaching. So if that's the case, if you don't know what to do, then yeah, you need to get some coaching. But for many of us, you know what to do. You're just not doing it. You're just not doing it. You're not working hard enough. I'm just going to call it what it is. You're not working hard enough. You're not trying like you should. You're giving up on yourself. You're giving up on the process. We do it. We all have those moments. We all give up on the process. We all do it. We all do it. And I think about like how much of our life we have constructed to live by these rules and regulations that may or may not be completely accurate or holding us or helping us get through, right? Um, Everybody has a system of living. Everyone has a rules regimen. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, I have rules. Okay, there's rules that I follow in my life. Um, and then I asked myself the question today. I was driving in silence. I was like, why would you follow a rule? Because I started realizing one of the rules, and it's not like a godly rule. It's not like a principle of the scriptures. It's not like, and it's not like a legal rule. It's just we make understanding and we have understandings for our own life. Like I don't do this. Like some people, like for a lot of people, I don't I don't eat fish. Why don't you eat fish? I just don't eat fish. That's your rule, right? Or oh, I don't deal with such and suches. I don't deal with the people that do this. Why you don't? I don't know. That's you make that rule. You made that up yourself, right? And most of the time it's because somebody insulted us or we had bad experience with one thing. So we limit ourselves by saying, I'll never do such and such again. Or there's this one friend, well, they're not my friend because but there's one person I know, they have a rule that they say, I don't do new people. Like, I don't do new people. So she will not meet people. She will not make new friends, right? She just don't make new friends. Which I understand. People nowadays, people should come with warning labels, right? People should come with, hey, I just want to let you know I got brought my, people come with baggage. But and I understand her reasoning. But I'm gonna say this, because she don't do new people, she don't have new experiences. So she's already limited herself, right? What if the next person God sends you is your breakthrough, but you don't do new people? Does that make sense? I referenced the movie Crash. Crash was a great movie when it came out. It's a horrible movie now. Just to put it out there. But there's a scene in Crash where um, I think it's Thandie Newton is her name. I think Thandie Newton is in the film, and she's stuck in a car, and the car is on fire, and the only police serviceman that was able to help her was this police officer. But fortunately, earlier in the film, the same police officer touched her inappropriately, sexually assaulted her. And he was just responding to the call to the fire. When he gets to the fire, he realized that Thandie Newton's in the car. Thandie Newton is like, "Yo, no, don't touch me, because she recognized who the cop was, of course." Eventually, she got to the point where she realized, dude, the only way I'm gonna get out this car is if I let this cop that molested me do his job. Now, I'm using it as a scenario. I hope that never has to happen to somebody because that's very inappropriate. It's very unfortunate, but that's what happens when we make decisions. We're saying, you know what, this is the rule I'm going to set in my life. I'm not going to do this again. Now, some people look at me and they go, "Well, dude, you'll get hurt again." Yeah, I'll get hurt again, or I'll learn from my mistakes of last time, and I'll know what to do to not get hurt. The events can still happen, but I can learn to not get hurt. But once you get to the point where you start limiting off because of rules that you've made in your own mind, you start cutting off areas and dynamics and stuff like that um, to grow. Right. Some of the most interesting moments in my life have come from moments where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna throw all my rules out the window and I'm gonna break it and see what happens. You know what? I feel like I'm not going to follow what I normally do, what everyone else does. I'm going to do something different. And I've met new friends. I've had more opportunities. I've had all these crazy things happen when good things happen, when I just kind of pushed it to the side and decided, yeah, you know what? I'm going to run towards this thing and see what happens. Um, for example, um, a couple years ago, uh, I I'm trying to think of the story accurately so I could tell it completely right. So I was doing a show, and it was a 3-night show, 3 nights in a row. I was handling the bulk of the show. Like, I'm talking about, it was like um it was almost like a Coachella type vibe, but it was like Christian music and it was indie based, and it was at a church that, certain amount of people showed up. I looked at the numbers, I looked at everything, and I knew in my head that they didn't have the budget to match my honorarium. I could just tell. But they put themselves out there and they ask, and sometimes the squeaky wheel will get, well, not all, sometimes the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And so I remember saying to myself, I know they ain't got the money to pay me. It's 3 days though. It's 3 days. It's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I remember saying this to myself. I was like, well, it's not like you got anything to do this weekend, because I didn't. I didn't. And it was going to cost me money because I had to go travel to get to the event. Um, it was a Friday night question and answer deal. I remember now. It was a Friday night question and answer deal. Saturday morning was like I did a class teaching the entrepreneurs and people who want to do music. Saturday night did 2 songs, and Sunday night was the concert, and I did like a 45-minute set. And I was like, and I could tell by then how they market it that wasn't a lot of people going to be there. And I thought to myself, they don't have the money. And a lot of churches do this. They'll ask you what your honorarium is, knowing dang well they can't afford it. And so I told them, I said, this is what my honorarium is. However, I'm willing to waive it because I want to be a blessing. Now, let me just stop right there. There's a lot of cats who will not get out of bed unless there's a check involved. I get it, bro. Times is rough, right? Times is rough. But you're not a prostitute. You don't do things for money. You do things for value, right? We don't do things for money. We do things for value. The value brings the money, and it's like God honors in a different way, right? I'm not saying you should do everything for free, but sometimes you're not at the place where you can start asking for checks yet. Okay, let me put it out there right now. There's dudes that want to work in big time corporations, but not willing to do the internship. And I get it. That's an old mindset. Old heads think that. But yo, you gotta get in the door somehow, right? You gotta get in people's minds somehow. So I go down to where was it at? It was in Oklahoma. So I went down to Oklahoma, paid for my own plane ticket, paid for my own hotel. I actually got a place. First time staying at a micro hotel. If you don't know nothing about micro hotels, bro, let me tell you, bro. Shout out to micro hotels. Small as hell though. They small as hell. They're so tiny. I was so glad I went by myself because there's no way another person could be in that room with me. They were so small. It was like sleeping in a closet, but it was cheap. So I got in a micro hotel. I paid for my own food. They did have food at the event. They had a little green room. And I'm thinking they're going to have like 100, maybe 120 people there. They had about 165. And I was like, okay, well, bet I'm here. And here's the deal. I worked, the Bible says in it says in Colossians, whatever your hand finds to do it, do whatever your hand finds to do it with all your heart as you're working for God and not for man. And so that's what I went. I went there. I was like, yo, I'm representing God today. I'm going to do everything as I'm working for God and not for man. I and I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I'm not trying to toot my own. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. Thank you. I killed it. I killed it, bro. Like, there's weekends and events that I've done, and I'm like, but then there's events that I'm like, yeah, man, you killed that. You killed that. That was God. And that weekend in Oklahoma, I killed it, bro. I killed it. My Friday night was funny. I was charming. I was funny. I was real baby. Saturday, I was so on point. I had all my notes. I was so down. Killed it. Saturday night, did my one song. They were feeling it. They were feeling it. And Sunday night, I put on a hell of a show. Hell of a show. Like, high energy, had the crowd buzzing. It was fun, right? I had the time of my life, killed it. Of course, I got a lot of compliments, a lot of people afterwards, like trying to get my number and all this other stuff. And I did it all for free. It cost me money, as a matter of fact. So it wasn't even free. It cost me money. However, one of the kids that was at the event had a parent that also had a ministry. And he pulled me to the side and he was like, "Yo, man, that was great, bro. It was incredible. What are you doing in December?" or something like that. And I was like, "Oh, I don't know. My December's kind of free." And he's like, "Well, I have a ministry in Dallas and we're just doing a one night show. And I'm bringing all kind of rappers. I want you to come headline." And I was like, "Yo, yeah, I'll headline. Heck yeah. I don't headline much. I don't get to headline much, especially when you get older as a rapper. You don't get to headline a lot." So I was like, "Yeah, I'll headline." And he was like, "What's your honorarium?" I told him what my honorarium was. And I did the same thing with him. I said, "But you know what, though? I don't want money to be a reason why you wouldn't want to bring me." And he goes, "Oh, no, I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of you." I said, "Okay, cool." So his event shows up. I fly on out there. I think it was actually like Houston or Dallas or something like that. And he gave me 4 times more than my honorarium. I got paid 4 times more. Now, if I stayed home and not do the Oklahoma event, I'll never met Home Dude who booked me for another event, and I would never walked out of there with 15 G's. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's real talk, bro. I wouldn't have made it. I wouldn't have made that money. And hindsight being 2020, hindsight's 2020. But at the same time, if I base everything off the money and I work towards the money, then money becomes God. Money becomes my God. I think I said that last week. Money becomes my God. So I said all that to say, you got to keep hustling. You got to keep grinding. You got to wake up and you have to do things because it's the right thing to do. Maybe it is not the best thing that's going to cover your pockets that moment. But if God is your provider, and there's entrepreneurs, and then there's entrepreneurs that believe in God. If you're an entrepreneur and you believe in God and you believe that he's the God that provides, then you need to be more mindset on what it is you're bringing to the table besides the good work. So like, besides the work, I bring more of a ministry outlet to you. I bring something that you could take and it's more than just tangible. And because of that, God provides in other ways. God gives me other ideas. So that's why I can facilitate doing a job that doesn't pay a lot because God's got me covered in C, D, and E. That's why it's important that you learn about the streams of wealth. For the longest time, I have a homie here who tells me about the streams of wealth that somebody else taught, and I'm like, "Oh, I taught that first came to me, but it could come to many people, whatever." But anyways, the streams of wealth. That's why it's important that you take care of your streams right, because you don't want to go somewhere. Here's the thing: you don't want to go somewhere because money is the only directive to get you there. I've done that too, and it was really bad. I'll tell you that story in a second. But you also don't want to miss out on opportunities because of money, right? So money can't be the number one priority. You don't want to miss out on opportunities because you don't have the money. And you don't want to make decisions because you need money. So to make that part of your life where you don't have to deal with either one of those, you're going to have money. So I'm not going to sit here and be ignorant and act like money's not important. Money is important because obviously if you had money and you had I was telling we were talking to my young nephew and he loves music. We talk about music all day. And he was like, "Did you know that Snoop Dogg does features for 250,000?" I said, "Yeah." "Did you know Eminem does features for zero?" Like Eminem does free features. Not to say that Snoop Dogg's hurting for money. Snoop Dogg, he's out here trying to get that money. But Eminem, he does free features, but he just doesn't give everybody a feature. He's got to like you and has to be a fan of your work. Then he'll give you a free feature. When you're in the place where money is not the object of life, money is not the object, you're not waking up trying to figure out how to get money, then you can do things out of the kindness of your heart because it's something that you believe in. On the other side, if you wanted to go to Africa to do a missions trip and do 3, 4, 5 free tours or free shows in Africa, and you can do that with your money if you have the money. So it's important that we have that money, but you have to get your eyes off of it. That's why the scripture tells us you can't serve God and mammon. Mammon is the god of wealth. That's the god of wealth. Mammon is the one that makes you're living in that mindset when everything in your head is focused and determined around where the money gonna come from. I'll do my passion, but where the money gonna come from? And it's not. I'm not to say that it's not important. It is, and I'm not to say that it's not going to be something that comes. That it's nothing you shouldn't think about, because if you're early in the stages and you're trying to get money so you can live, yeah, that's a thought that needs to happen. You just need to be very mindful of Christ on how to do it, and how sowing seed works, and how does towing a field and sowing seed and doing things. But here's the deal. Because we have these rules, we have these regulations that people have set in their own life. Well, I can't do it if I can't get the bag. Then bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, I've seen it 100 times. You're gonna be stuck here for the next year and a half. You're gonna be stuck here for the rest of your life. And then you're gonna be one of these cats who's like 50 trying to make a record. I don't know how many cats is 50 trying to make a hip hop album, and they'd be like, well, I'm not saying you can't do it. It's just gonna be hard work. It's going to be hard work to get that record off the ground because you've missed a lot of opportunities. You know what I'm saying? So I have a friend who she's trying to get into acting, and she's not even a friend. She's like an acquaintance trying to get into acting, and she no representation, no agent, like no reel, dog, no reel. She ain't got no reel. She ain't got no reel. I couldn't even tell you the last time she worked on a project. I think it was before 2020 was the last time she worked on a project, and just not working. She's not working at all. And I thought about her for Superficially Deep, and I thought about her again for High Spirits. And I saw how she acted with other people's projects, and she would show up late on set. She would show up late. I remember another person's project where she didn't show up at all. She was a no-show. I hate that. When you're a no-show and when you're a no-call no-show, that's like the worst. You just slap dude in the face. And her response was, I ain't getting paid for this. So because she's not getting paid for this, she's going to be unprofessional. She's not going to show up on time. She's not going to know her lines when she gets there. She's going to have a bad attitude when she gets there. But this is something that she's passionate about. Like, I don't understand that. You would think if you don't have she's not anywhere. She's not getting work. And I saw her at an event a couple months ago, and she was like, you still doing projects? I said, yeah. And she goes, you got me for a project? And I was like, well, how much you charge now? Just kind of being joke, because I wanted to see if she's learned anything. And she goes, oh yeah. I'm like $1,000 a project. I was like, oh, okay. So then I hate that Netflix and Hulu and HBO, they do this, but I do it too. So I got home and I looked at her Instagram page. She got, 57 followers. And so I texted her, like, so what you been working on? Because we started talking about something. I said, what you working on? And she goes, oh, nothing. I haven't really been on a set since 2018. What the hell are you doing asking for money? You ain't done nothing in 5 years. You haven't created value. You haven't created anything to make me say, okay. But because she has this stupid rule, it's a stupid rule, because I'm not saying you shouldn't do things for free. I'm not saying that at all, because people will take advantage of you. But if you've been in the game, if you haven't been in the game, you haven't paid your dues, then you need to do what you got to do. I feel like I'm doing the same podcast as last week, but whatever. Maybe I'm saying it. Maybe somebody's hearing it differently. But she has these stupid structured rules, and these rules is what she's basing her future on. I'm like, okay, fine then. Keep working at Bed Bath & Beyond. You know what I'm saying? No, that's not where she worked. But anyways, keep working at the department store. I hope it's wonderful for you. And that's what she's been doing for the last 4 years, working at a department store, hoping for things to change. But things ain't gonna change unless it comes her way. Things is not, listen, your dream is not gonna come the way you want it to come. Right? It's not going to look the way you want it to look. It's going to look different. You're going to have to look at it and go, it's kind of it. I think it's got to be some tweaking, or it's not exactly how I want it to be, or it's not exactly how I want things to go. And what people do is when it doesn't look perfectly like it's supposed to, they'll give up, they'll quit, they'll step down, they'll reroute, they'll go a different way, they'll change their passion. I've seen people literally change their passion because they've been doing it for 6 months now and there ain't no change. I've been doing this for 18 months and I haven't made it big yet. I made a record and nobody liked it. No, you didn't make a record. You made a single that you put out and didn't tell nobody that you dropped it. That's not the same thing. That doesn't mean your music is bad. It means nobody heard about it. You didn't make a music video. You made a music video. You put it out one day and you just expected your 90 friends, including your mom's friends, to go and like it. That's not how life works. You're going to have to put in effort. You're going to have to put in work. And if it's your first, second, maybe even third, you're going to have to do some paying your dues, and you may have to do some stuff for free. You may have to. Or here's the other thing. I'm gonna get off the money cats, okay? Because I think I've exhausted that. You may have to do some stuff alone. You may have to do some stuff alone, bro. You may have to do things. You may have to pay for your first. You may have to pay for all your first stuff, but you may have to do things alone too, right? I've had an album where I was I wasn't the composer. I suck at composing. So I know what areas I need to go and reach out for other people. So I've never been a composer. I think on the whatever song I composed 2 tracks. I actually produced 2 tracks on the whatever album. And I think on His Future I did too. And I'll tell you right now, I will never do it again. I will never do it again. I tried for this last one and didn't go well. That's not my key. That's not my thing. But other than that, I was the promoter. I was the executive producer. I was I sent it. I was the one that did all the grunt work. I'm the one talking to the mixing. I'm talking to mastering. I'm talking to duplication. I'm talking to distribution. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to copyright. I'm talking to ASCAP. I'm talking to Spotlight. I'm talking to YouTube. I'm talking to Libsyn. I'm talking to Level One. I'm talking to all the corporations that are involved. There's not a team. And I keep doing this. I keep saying we when I talk about Heritage Park. There ain't a lot of us here. There was people who was here, and then they have rules, right? So then the rules kind of took them out. So literally it's me and like 2 homies, right? And as much as I want there to be squad, I think that frustrates me enough because I'm gonna tell you what my truth. I'm gonna give you my truth. I could be so far into this thing, but it's because I sit here and I do this stupid. I do something that I'm telling you not to do. I sit and wait for the perfect opportunity. I wait for the squad to show up. Then I realize the squad ain't freaking coming. I don't know how many times we'll be on set and we got the directors right here, and then you got the cameraman who's also the dolly, who's also running sound, who's also, you know what I'm saying, he's also doing lighting. He's behind the camera and he's like, hold up, lights out. He'll get up and walk. He has to walk around, fix the light. You know what I'm saying? Or at the same time, he also kind of look in the camera and if he sees that something is off on the set, he's got to change things. And it's just, and that's who we are. That's what we got to do. Because if we waited for a full set, first of all, if we wait for a full crew, we would be paying out of our backside to get the full crew, and then we'll never get the project done. And then after that, you gotta go and you gotta do post, and post is one person. Even though I play around like Yesenia, she do post. No, you see, there's one person that does post, color correction, sound editing, color. Like it's all one person. Like sometimes you gotta do the Robert Rodriguez thing. Sometimes you gotta do the Spike Lee thing. You gotta write it, you gotta cut it, you gotta film it, and it's all you, bro. And I don't know how many times people just want to disrespect people who hustle. That's a hustle. That's a hustle, coming out of pocket and doing it all yourself for free. And people will disrespect you because you ain't made your money. Man, don't listen to them fools, bro. They don't know what the hell they talking about. Because I guarantee you, we go look at their records, they got nothing for them. Because there's a lot of people who know how to get to where you're trying to get to. I'm using quotation. They know how to get to where you're trying to get to. But those same people that know how ain't never been there. They ain't never been there. There's no reason. And we could be our own worst enemy because we'll listen to fools say, well, you need to blah, 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 blah. I don't know how many people tell me what you need to do or and I come to this really quick conclusion that they don't know they would have been. If they knew, they would have been. And sometimes we listen to people who know but never been. And we love them. They're our family members. They're our friends. They're our loved ones. They're people that we're in relationship with. There are significant others. There are spouses. And they tell you what should be done, but have never done it themselves. There may be a season, and that's in everything you're trying to do. There's always going to be a season where you're on your own. You got to figure this thing out by yourself. You got to go at it. You got to strike out a couple times. You have to lose. You have to fail. Go on YouTube, figure out how to do it better. Go on Google, learn something. You may have to put money to the side so you can save up for training or save up for equipment, whatever it is you're trying to do. You're not going to nail it all the way through first time. I wish we could, but you can't. And here's the deal. I said all that because that's what Heritage Park has been, bro. That's exactly what Heritage Park has been. We've had some wins, we've had some losses, we've had some L's, we had some disrespect. People have disrespected the hell out of us, man. Like to the point where at one point, I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. At one point, I wanted to put hands on somebody. I literally wanted to put hands on somebody. I'm a cool dude, man. I'm just like, I'm chill like all the time. But there's one particular person I literally wanted to put my hands on. Like I wanted to choke him out. I wanted to fight him. And it got to the point where he walked in the door and I had to walk out the door because I literally wanted to fight him. And normally I'm upset with people. I'll have words, whatever. I want to fight this dude. Fight him. And I've unfollowed him. He still posts stuff on my page. He still like comments on stuff on my stories, and just stuff like that. And then he asked me one day, a couple weeks ago, how come you ain't following me? I didn't respond to his thing. And then he is just ridiculous. Like, but he straight up disrespected me to my face, like spit on me. Not literally, but figuratively. He figuratively spit on me. So we've gone through that, right? People thinking they know more than you, but they haven't gone through the experience that you've gone through. And sometimes we get to the place, and I'm just going to be honest, we pull ourselves out of the game because we're tired. We are tired because of just tired of it. But are you getting anywhere from being tired? Right? Are you getting anywhere? Going back to the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. Jeeps are not expensive cars. Like you just work a little bit, you go get you one. Shoot, I can go get one of the other ones right now. That Grand Wagoneer is the one that's I'm salivating over. But all the other ones, I can go get one right now. They're not hard to get. But yet, because I've had all these different rules and agendas and ideas that I had to live by, they were holding me back. Well, I can't do this because I'm not smart enough, because I need to first figure out how to You heard people say stuff like that. I have to figure out, well, I want to do my podcast, but first I have to figure out where I want to put my podcast up. I got to figure out what plan and who. Listen, just put a mic in front of your face and put the camera on. Just record yourself talking. Just do something, right? Just do it. You have a rule that's holding you back, but break your own rule. Break it. What's the worst that can happen? Nobody likes it. Nobody listens to it. Listen, nobody coming out first time. Nobody coming out first time. Oh, I'm trying to, this is me. I, I want to be out there and I want to post more stuff on Facebook and Instagram, but I'm trying to lose more weight. So I ain't gonna do it until I lose like 50 pounds. Bro, stop talking ish. Get out there, go eat a salad, go to the gym, get on the treadmill, find a coach, get healthy, figure out life on that level. And then while you're doing it, there's your content right there. You can go online and talk about your journey. People will listen to that, people follow that. Break your rule. Break your rule. I'm trying to, I want to write this book. I hate fools that tell me they want to write books. I hate that. I hate it so much. I hate it so much that people want to tell I just want to write a book. I hate that so much because then the excuse never makes sense. It never makes sense because you know what you need to write a book? A computer. You don't even need that. You don't even need that. You can use a pad of paper and a pencil. That's what we used to do back in my day. We didn't have no computer, bro. You could go get a pad, paper, and a pencil. That you're talking about a $10 fix. A $10 fix. Why are you not doing the $10 fix? Well, I really want to work on this book. I have this idea for a book, but work would be driving me crazy, bro. Break the rule. Stop giving yourself excuses. My mom used to say excuses are lies wrapped up in pretty packages. Actually, she didn't say that. White person said. My black mother told me lies are like butt cracks. Everybody got one. Excuses are like butt cracks, not lies. I'm sorry. Excuses are like butt cracks. Everybody got one and they all stink. That's what she used to say. And that's the truth, man. And I think what makes me mad about it is I hear people's excuses. I hear that crap, and all I can think of to myself is, man, I got maybe not the same one, but I got excuses too. I got reason why I can't be my very best self. Are you being your best self? Are you limiting yourself with your own dang rules? And we make these rules because either somebody said something to us or a bad situation, or we don't want to look stupid. Listen, people do this all the time. Well, we make these rules because we don't want to look stupid. I get it. We don't want to look stupid. But what looks even more stupid? You saying the same ish 10 months from now. You saying the same thing 2 years from now. It's stupid. What's more stupid than you doing whatever or making these rules and making these excuses? What looks more stupid? Homegirl who ain't done nothing in 5 years and still won't even audition. She only auditions for paid gigs. Probably. I don't want to go there. There's a lot of sensitive people. She's probably just not good. That's probably the main reason. Not the fact that she's looking, but maybe she needs to get a job. Maybe she needs to get a small project and learn how to act. I don't know. I'm just saying, it looks worse. It's worse. Because I'm doing shows, man. I see these dudes in their 50s trying to rap. And it's cool if you're 50 and you can rap. Right? It's cool if you're 50 if you can rap. It's cool if you're 50 and you got your own sound. Right? That's cool. I rock with that. I don't even think about your age. There's artists that are in their 40s and 50s, and I'm listening to them like, okay, they got their own sound. They know what they know what they are. They knew who they are as an artist. They kill that. There's a dude I listen to right now. His first major studio album out there right now. He's 46. He killed it, bro. His album was clean, super clean. And he wasn't trying to be 20. He wasn't trying to be he wasn't trying to bring back he wasn't trying to bring back 80s rap. He wasn't trying to bring back 90s rap. He embraced what the music is doing today and he made it his own, and it sounded great. Ain't nothing worse than a 55 trying to do a 55 doing mumble rap. It's just so bad. It's so bad. And there's nothing good about 50-year-old doing, yo, I'm here today. And I just want to say that I'm here and I've never quit. So you all will do. That's not going to do it either, man. That's not going to do it either for me. Right. And if it ain't going to do it for me, and I ain't going to do it for a lot of people. Okay. There's not a lot of people that want to relive those hip hop days. And if they do, if there's a market for that. But even if there's a market, you got to find the market, you got to work the market, you got to let the market know you're there. So even then, it takes work. So don't just drop your joint and be like, yo, everyone's going to love it. That's not how it works, man. There's months where I have 5,000 listeners on Spotify, and there's months that I have, couple, maybe 1,000, maybe less than that. And I know exactly why those numbers came in. I know exactly why those numbers came in every month. I know that I didn't work a certain project. I didn't push something like I normally do. I didn't go through the right channels. I didn't curate right. I didn't curate to the right playlist. I didn't keep in contact with the playlist. I didn't respond to fans that respond to me through the playlist. I didn't send out new music. I didn't push new stuff. There's a song that I have right now that I should be pushing out. I'm scared to put it out. And maybe this is one of those moments where I'm like, I might as well do it. But I'm scared to release it because it's so different. It's not like anything else people have heard. And I'm scared that people are going to ridicule it. And I'm in a sensitive stage in my life. But at the same time, I look at the numbers and I'm like, yo, if you put this number out there, if you put this song out there, it may hit. My point is, I know what to do to bring in the value. You just got to bring in the value. And sometimes in the stage, if you're still in the early stages of the game, you need to add value. Now, I'm going to give a few minutes to the opposite side of that. I'm going to give a few minutes to the cat who is valuable. And people have taken advantage of that. Okay. To that, let me apologize, even though my apology means absolutely nothing, but I apologize to you on behalf of that person. People have taken advantage of. People take advantage of me all the time. But don't let those small moments or those moments where people take advantage of you, don't let that kill the motivation or kill the drive to do greatness. Okay. Don't let that kill the motivation to do greatness. Always take everything with a grain of salt, right? People hurt you, take it with a grain of salt. What did I learn from this? What can I learn from this? And go on to the next thing. What have I experienced? What can I fix? Where's my role in all this? If this didn't happen, what else would have happened? You know what I'm saying? Take in the experience. And for that, if you've been doing this for 10 years, and you have valuable marketplace, you have reels, you have books, you have YouTube videos for days of you preaching, and they want to give you $10. Look at their heart. Like, you've been in the game long enough to know. I think that's the point I'm trying to prove. If you've been put it in your research, you know when somebody's a joke, and when somebody they're just not liquid like that. And if they're not liquid like that, but they got a good heart and the project's good, you'll get behind it. Don't make it about the money. Don't make it all about the money. But if somebody was like, yo, I did a project. I did a project. I think it was 2020. I did a project. And I begged the dude, don't put my name on this. I didn't do it for free. I did get something out of it. I got paid. So just because I'm laughing because I never think about this project, but I remember it now. I'm laughing because just because you got paid don't make the project good, right? So you always got to take things with a grain of salt. Because I got paid for that joint. And I asked dude, like, yo, don't put my name on this. Please don't put my name on this. He put my name on it and he spelt it wrong. That's how bad the project. You laughing. That's how bad the project was. It's so bad you even spelled my name wrong. And I got paid for that joint. So every situation ain't gonna work out the way that's supposed to work out. But just taking things with a grain of salt and just keep moving on. You'll be fine, right? But don't make it about the money. Make it about the experience. You're adding value to yourself. Maybe one of your 4 streams can be all about money because it's funneling the other streams. But But here's the deal. That's what a 9 to 5, right? So I don't have a 9 to 5, but let's say you do, okay? And you have all these other things you want to do. Use your 9 to 5 as the money, right? Because you're not working at Starbucks for your health. You're not working at Starbucks because you want to better yourself as an individual. You're not working at Starbucks to drop your new mixtape. You're working at Starbucks for the specific point to make money. Okay, you're flipping burgers, or you're moving cars, or you're building pallets. Whatever your job, your occupation is, your 9 to 5, what they're paying you for, that's what you're doing that for. You're doing that for money. So yeah, that you got one of your streams be, yo, this is what I'm doing to make income. I got one of those. Whereas like I can do without it, but it pays me, so I keep doing it. So I'm gonna use that money and I'm gonna turn it around and I'm gonna invest it into the other streams. So then you can afford to do, because you never know. What if you get internship to work on a Hollywood film? It was unpaid internship, but you get to work close to Michael Bay. That's the first thing that came. Don't shout me down. And what if it was a free internship to work with Michael Bay just to get in the room? Hell yeah, do it. Hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? You get to be, if you're a videographer and Tim Ross wants you to come out to Dallas to kind of work with some projects on it, but it's unpaid, but you get to send it to him. Dude, take that. But that's why you should have another job coming in that you could funnel that thing in. So you don't have to prostitute your gift. Prostitute Starbucks. Milk them. Don't milk yourself. Okay, because then you're a paycheck player. Don't be a paycheck player, though. There's a lot of those, bro, and they don't last long. They don't have the longevity that you're looking for. Okay, so if you want to take one of your streams and make sure that it's being funneled and you work for that money, so that's what Starbucks is for. That's what your 9 to 5 is for. So yeah, you could do that, right? Yeah, don't go to Starbucks on a Saturday unless they pay you. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be like, I was listening to Epic Thoughts and he said I need to be more mindful of investing in my experience and stuff like that. So I'm going to work this weekend for free. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, just be mindful of what you're doing. Be mindful of how you do it and how you get things done. You know what I'm saying? But kill the rules. Kill them rules. Revisit them. Maybe some rules may be beneficial to protect you. Okay. But for the most part, we have these non-negotiables in our own life that are killing our momentum. They're killing our joy. They're killing our peace. And I know why rules are made to protect us. These non-negotiables are made to protect us, but we may have them there and they're killing us, bro. So it's always good to deconstruct those thoughts. It's always good to deconstruct those theories and deconstruct your rules. Like, I have a homie, last story. I have a homie that has rules in dating. My homie has rules in dating, but they're single and they're 40. They're damn near 42, single. And not only are they single, they haven't had a relationship ever. And one day I'm talking to the homie and I listen to the rules and I'm like, your rules are off, bro. I said, your rules are off. Your rules are way off. Like you won't date somebody unless they're a 10, but you wait, you got man boobs, but you want a 10. You want a woman that takes care of her body, but you don't take care of yours. That's a stupid rule, bro. That'll keep you single forever. Oh, the person gotta be younger than you. You can't date somebody older than you. Why? You know what I'm saying? Like, they got all these rules. And I get it. You like what you like, but at the same time, you don't have the value to demand value when you ain't got value. Like, what the heck is your problem? What's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, stop eating cold cuts. Now I'm getting away to it. He listens, he gonna be mad at me. I tell him all the time, stop eating cold cuts. You're a 40-year-old with acne. Come on. Get over it. Aren't you grown? Stop wearing whitey tighties. Go to the gym. Pick up something heavy. You know, But he's got all these rules, and I can't date somebody who's got a kid. I can't date somebody if she don't look like this. I can't date somebody who's not younger than me. I can't date somebody who's shorter than me. I know a girl can't date nobody who's shorter than me. I can't date a guy who doesn't have a full-time job. I can't date and my first date can't be a night date. I'll never be in the same car with them for the first 6 months of the relationship. I can, like, bro, you're killing it. You're not gonna make it. Your rules and your non-negotiables are killing you, bro. Especially when you 30 and 40 and you ain't bro, you better kill them rules. You better kill them rules. You better take the first. If someone wanted to take, if you 35 and you haven't been on a date yet, and somebody who's nice and at least smells good wants to take you to Carl's Jr., you better go. You better stop acting stupid. You gonna be alone for a long time. You better take that. You better take that date to Bullwinkles. You never know. But this week, take challenge of those things. Challenge those thoughts. Challenge your thought. It's not ungodly to challenge a thought. It's not wrong. Think about it like, yo, is this getting me to where I want to go? Is it getting me there quicker, sooner, faster? Is it taking me longer? Why am I not reaching my potential? Am I living at my full potential? Is there something small that I should have that I don't have? Why don't I have it? Ask yourself those questions and see if you come up with the answer. And I guarantee you, if you think hard and you pray hard and you really look into yourself, you'll find the answer. All right. 848-207-2631. 848 Yo, I did it. 207-2631. That's the number to call. Text us, man. Let us know where you're listening to us from. 848-207-2631. Text the HP hotline. Hell, text me, and if you have a question, have a plan, or something you want to ask me and want me to talk about on Epic Thoughts, go ahead and sit there in the text too. You'll also get some information from me back. Go to heritageparkprod.com. Somebody did hit me up and tell me that the website needs to be updated. So we are in the process of updating it. There's a lot of things to do. Also, HPTV, man, watch us. Thanks for watching us. If you're watching me now on HPTV, thanks, man. But if you are interested in any of our projects, you could go to Heritage Park HPTV on all Fire TVs, Roku TVs, also Android and Android and Apple app. We also have on Apple TV too as well. We're everywhere. We're everywhere, and we need to get things done. Also, dude, I didn't tell nobody this, and I'm pissed because it's costing me money, and I didn't tell anybody this. We have Heritage Park Radio. Heritage Park Radio is blowing up. It's going crazy right now, and I don't know who's listening to it, but all those who are listening to Heritage Park Radio, thank you from the bottom of my heart. You're making that thing really crazy. But did you know that there's a Heritage Park X radio? There's a Heritage Park X. That radio station is Heritage Park as well, but what it is oldies. So anything from the 80s, 90s, and the early 2000s, music that you listened to when you were going to youth group, we got all of them, and it's fun to listen to. And I did not advertise it. We're going to start advertising it really soon. There you go, saying we, like there's other people here. Pan the camera. There's nobody in here. But yeah, it's Heritage Park X. So go search it out, Heritage Park X. You'll love it. It's good stuff. Old school, bro. Old school. Maybe you want to text me like, yo, put some of this on there. Put some of that. 848-207-2631. Tell me what to put on there. But yeah, man. Hope you have a great week. Hope you have a great summer. Tomorrow's the first day of summer. So stay lit. Have a great time. Enjoy yourselves. God bless you. Have a good evening.